True Review.
Welcome everybody to another True Review. I am of course True, your Million G Gamer, and this is a review for Race with Ryan. It's available on Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch and Steam PC, and is currently available right now.
Story.
So first of all, a lot of people may be wondering, who is Ryan? Well, Ryan is a big hitting YouTuber. He's only 8 years old, but he and his family, his mother and father and two twin sisters, I believe they are, they have 21 million subscribers. I mean, that for anybody is wow. And have billions and billions and billions of views. Now, up until recently, the channel was called Ryan's Toy Review, and now is Ryan's World, because they're now branching out into other medias, making toys of their own. They're not only influencing the toy market, they actually are part of the toy market now. A part of that natural progression is now we have the video game. So as you may have guessed from the title, Race with Ryan is indeed a kart racer. It's in the like of Mario Kart, Sonic Team Racing, the Crash Nitro game that was out recently as well. But should we judge it against those games? Well, yes we should, and no we shouldn't, because you have to take into consideration who this is aimed at. This is aimed at a specific age range, those who would watch Ryan on YouTube and on television, because he does have a TV show on Nickelodeon. And I would say that age range is probably about 4 to 10 years old, maybe a little bit older than that. My 4-year-old here absolutely loves watching him on YouTube and has enjoyed playing the game, so I do have a little bit of feedback from her of what she actually feels about the game, and what she likes and what she doesn't like, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But first of all, let's start with the graphics.
Graphics.
So graphically, I was actually quite pleasantly surprised. I always go into these children's titles with a hint of skepticism about the amount of effort that has been put into the game. Usually, they don't usually have great looks. They don't usually have great level design as such. But I'm pleased to say the amount of detail that has been put into Race with Ryan is actually amazing. Only 6 tracks, and that's probably why the level of detail has gone into it, but I'll cover more about the amount of tracks later on in the actual review. But we do have clearly defined tracks, clearly themed around certain things. We have a Wild West track, we have a toy store, I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head now. We have Toy Store, we have the spooky level, we have the playroom, we have the theme park. If somebody walked into the room, you'd be able to immediately identify that that's what that level is centered around. Similar to the character models, there's all of Ryan's character creations available to play as, such as Ryan himself. There's Gummy Gator, the Combo Panda, the Red Titan. They're all there to play with in various different vehicles as well, whether that be from cars, boats, planes, helicopters. It's all there for you to pick from. It is actually very nice to look at, and especially again taking into consideration the target audience of this, we'll be more than happy with the visual feast that their eyes will be eating up. One little negative in regards to the graphics, I would say, and not really graphics as such, but it is part of the visual presentation of the game. Interspersed throughout the game and in between races and stuff are little videos of Ryan as such, and I don't know if these were filmed specifically, because obviously Ryan's content on YouTube is extremely vast, but they are very, very low res compared to the rest of the game, and it is to an extent where it is noticeable.
Sound.
The audio's pretty solid throughout. You've got 6 tracks to choose from, and each track has its own individual theme. We then obviously do have the little tunes in the menus. There's a bit of voice work going on there taken from like the TV show that Ryan has, where the characters obviously come alive. And I'm quite pleased that Ryan, whose name is on the box, has taken part in the production of the game as well, and there is specific lines and dialogue that he has been directly involved in. And it's always really nice with one of these licensed products where the actual license is actually present in the game rather than just a visual representation of them, that you can tell they've actually been hands-on here and they're being involved in the production of the game, which is really nice to see, as something that I always find a lot of licensed products or children's titles especially, they just pay for the likenesses, and then other than that there's very little to do with the actual license themselves, and you usually get very disappointed little children that their characters don't sound like they do on TV and stuff like that. But pleased to say Ryan's voice and likeness is throughout this game, and it's a pleasure to see.
Gameplay.
So onto gameplay now. As you know, the most important part of the review for me, and you want to know if this game plays well and is fun, I would say yes, it is. And they've done something really amazing, and shows they've actually put some thought into the development of this title. Time and time again, I've come across a title aimed at children, young children, and the amount of controls and intricacies that are involved in just moving the character around or completing the game objectives is just too much for them to comprehend. Now, I luckily have a 4-year-old who's actually quite good at video games already at such an early age. But that's mainly on like 2D side-scrolling platformers. When you go into a 3-dimensional world, when they have to control a camera as such, and obviously in a racing game where the visuals are fast moving, you've got to negotiate a course at high speeds. That's always a little bit too much for them, and this game caters for that amazingly. There's 2 assists you can turn on. You've got a auto drive, which basically an auto acceleration rather, which basically holds down the accelerator button for them, so they will always be pressing forward. The second assist, if you want to turn it on, is a course correction. It will always try and pull you back onto the path, get you into the right direction. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not, but it's there, and it does help enormously. Because the thing that I found was the biggest struggle was trying to explain that you need to hold down the accelerate button all the time to keep moving forward. Many a time it was held down for a few seconds and then was forgotten about, and then you couldn't understand why the cart wasn't moving further forward. This obviously stops that from happening. And the course correction, sure, if you're resistant against the course correction, it's going to try and pull you back on foot. It's like fighting against a huge magnetic force. You're trying to go left and it's trying to pull you right. And if you have got the course assist on, you're probably not going to get down many of the shortcuts because it's trying to pull you back onto the main route. But that's not what it's aimed at. It's aimed to assist younger children to be able to play, enjoy, and experience the game. And to that degree, it does work really well. The only time it does really fail, as I said, is if your child does want to go down one of the shortcuts and you're trying to steer onto the shortcut, which is off the racing line, obviously, it will drastically pull you back on, and sometimes you end up crashing into the bit in between and into the wall. And the other thing is, sometimes when you get crashed, your cart can turn around 180 degrees, so you're actually pointing the wrong way on the track. I found that the course correction just gets completely confused there. Even though on the screen it's flashing, you're going the wrong way, it will just drive you along the racing line the wrong way. But other than that, it does work really well, and it's more of a help than a hindrance. I'm pleased to say about these 6 tracks available are well designed. I actually did enjoy, this is from Mrs. Me talking now, I actually enjoyed racing on them. They were very fun to drive, and again, the visual representation of these tracks was enough to keep me interested in racing around them. Now, the biggest issue I have with the tracks is there's only 6 of them. Sure, you could say there's 12 of them because there's a reversed version of them, but that's to me is a bit of a lazy way of inflating content. For me, it should have had a minimum of 10 tracks, so we're missing like 4 tracks light in my opinion. But I'm splitting hairs here. What is there is good. It's just there's not enough of it. Into the actual driving itself, if you turn the assist off, I found it highly responsive. I found it really good. I found the drifting to work especially well. The weapons, some of them were okay, some of them was a little bit underwhelming. There was I clearly quickly established myself as an adult which weapons were actually worked well and which ones were best avoided. I mean, these kind of things are in all kart racing games. There's obviously some favoured ones that you go for all the times, like Mario Kart, you go for your red shells, for example, the blue shell of Doom as well, things such as that. And there's obviously ones you try to avoid in Race with Ryan. It's the same thing, really. I mean, just an example of some of the abilities that you get from these surprise eggs. There's like a burger shield. Burgers rotate around you and will deflect like 3 separate things that come and actually get you. There's sticky slime to throw down. There's trick surprise eggs which you can deploy behind you, and they look like a real surprise egg, but you touch it, you'll get crashed. And there's loads of others as well to collect and use. But like I say, you will quickly establish which one is the best to use as an adult, but as a kid you're just happy enough just to collect something and fire it off at an opponent. Usually every time you do use one of these abilities, you get a little pop on of Ryan to the bottom right hand side of the screen saying you're in trouble, or wow, that was a good shot, something to that effect. And it is nice, and the kids do get excited about it when it comes on the screen. And again, it's nice to see the actual subject of the game actually in the game as well. I can't mention that enough. It's a big aspect of these kind of games. You've bought the game, the child wants the game because it's got their favourite personality in there, it's their favourite cartoon character, and then when that character doesn't actually sound, look or act like they do on the television, then it's always a little bit disappointing for them. But I'm pleased to say it's nice to see Ryan plastered all over this product. Because obviously I am an achievement hunting channel as well, I just want to briefly mention the achievements. They are very easy to get. You'll have all the achievements in probably just over 3 hours, probably between 3 and 4 hours, I would say. So if you are wanting to purchase this for achievement hunting purposes, it's a very quick and easy, painless 1,000 gamer score or trophies. I'm not sure if there's a platinum available, but I'm sure you'll be able to check that out yourself if you are a PlayStation owner. But it's just a fun, solid racer. The audience it's targeted in will actually love it. And I'll say it one more time just to wrap the review up. The subject of the game is actually in the game. Voiced correctly, looks correctly, they're all over the place, and that is what you want to see from a licensed product. So I'm going to highly recommend this title if you have a child who is interested, who watches Ryan, who likes watching his TV show, his YouTube channel. They will absolutely love this, and the fact that it has driver assist as well means that children of all ages can actually enjoy this title an awful lot. So I'm going to recommend that Race with Ryan is a definite buy. Hope you enjoyed the review, everybody. If you have and it's helped you make a decision on Race with Ryan, then a comment, thumbs up, or even a subscription is always appreciated. And do remember, if you want to see actual more footage of games such as Race with Ryan and other great games, then I do stream each and every night on my Twitch channel, where the link is in the description of the video below. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.